Jaquan, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Of course. How's your junk feeling after that guy kicked you?
It was a little sore, but I feel good now.
Do you think he did it intentionally?
To be honest, looking back, when he first slid, he had tried to trip me. So I feel like the second time was intentional. After looking back at the film, it looked intentionally, but after the game, he came up to me and apologized. But I'll say the first two times it looked very intentional during those slides.
Well, and you know what happens when plays end. Like, people don't stop playing just when the whistle blows. So I have a feeling you knew exactly what to look for and what to know whether or not something might have been intentional.
Yeah, the way I tried to avoid him, so the way he slid, he slid with his feet on the ground first, and then I tried to avoid him. He kicked his foot up, so it was very intentional to me.
What did he say to you in his apology?
After the game, he just came up to me and said that he apologized, and I think he said he didn't mean to do it or something like that. But I stepped there. I just told him I hope he could get healthy and things like that, and good luck.
Well, what did it feel like to pull off that interception?
It felt great getting my first interception. When he threw it, I just told myself, just capitalize on it. I was kind of shocked because I really haven't gotten a ball in like a couple weeks, and especially when I'm in the back end playing like split safety, just really not too many throws. So it's kind of surprised, but when the ball came to me, I just told myself I got to capitalize and get it.
Did you see it hit the wire? Because now people are saying that it may have hit a camera wire. It didn't look that way to me. I'm just curious if you've even looked at the video that's circulating on social.
No, I didn't see that, and it didn't feel like that on the field. Regardless, it would have been an interception. It was a bad throw.
I like that you can laugh about it, but you should. You talk about, of course, like the apology after the game. But what was the mood for you and for the rest of the team, just knowing that was a complete team win? Offense, defense, special teams looking good as well in Foxborough, especially after what happened on that Thursday night game before.
The mood, around, the building is, we're looking to go on a run here. The mood's very positive. We know what we could do, but we finally showed it. So we're just going to keep on building our chemistry because, people really don't know. This is really like our first time, all of us playing together, on the same team. It's not like we've been building and been playing with each other for 3+ years. This is our first time, but we have great players all around, so we're just going to keep building off this and keep moving forward.
Well, and you're a student of the game, and one of the things I noticed about the coverage that you guys had, whether it was Zappe or Jones, was how even before the play seemed to happen, there was a bunch of people, like a bunch of Bears jerseys in the vicinity of where you expected that ball to be thrown. And I know there seemed to be a lot of film study. We know a lot of evaluation in the extra time that you guys had that mini bye. But what can you say about what you knew about Jones, Zappe, and the New England offense to be able to be in the right places at the right time, not just as a secondary, but as a defensive unit?
Really, just studying film. We study film, and coaches challenged us. Earlier in the week. They challenged us, they gave us, our negatives and our positives about us, and then about the defense, and then, then they all called us out, at the end of the game week, try to see if we watched film, and you could just tell all eyes was on the person that was talking, and you could just tell that, every single player watched film. They were, very detailed. They knew exactly what the Patriots were running and, how the quarterbacks were. So, once we got on the field, we all just trusted in each other, and we all just played team defense. So we just looked very, very good out there.
You've been texting with Micah Parsons?
Yeah, I've been texting with him, going back and forth, especially about the Penn State games. We got this group chat and things like that, and I told him, I wanted to get a jersey after the game. So definitely been texting him.
What makes him a special player?
Really, it starts with his film. It's like when we were at Penn State, he was always watching film. He always had an iPad, and he always took care of his body. And then, going to the field, he just plays fast. Like, he really doesn't really, think, he just does his job, but at like 1,000%. So, he's just a different type of athlete. He could play linebacker, he could play defensive end, obviously rush the quarterback, and he could get in pass drop. So, he's a very, great player.
Jaquan, when it comes to what you guys have done in the run game over the last couple of weeks, how do you think you guys have improved? Because I know that Matt Eberflus keeps talking about he wants you guys at 3.7 yards per attempt for the other team, and we've seen you do that in the last couple of weeks. Why has the run defense been better?
First of all, it starts off with the D-line. They get off the bus first. So the D-line was very aggressive and very physical, and then I allowed the linebackers to play fast. And then obviously, that helps us in the back end. Once we could see the gaps open or we could just do our jobs, it makes it more easier for us. So, we all just did it all in one. So, once the D-line gets started, and then we have great, linebackers, and then, obviously, me or Eddie Jackson coming into the box, helped a lot. So, and then it made it easier in the pass game. So I'll say we all play together. That's what made it, go so well.
And when the defense is good, you guys are very disciplined with your eyes. And when the defense isn't so good, you're not so disciplined with your eyes. Like the Giants game where you're trying to figure out, all right, who has the ball? What am I keying on? What am I seeing to help me determine where my feet are going? How have you trained your eyes at the NFL level?
Really just focusing on, that it depends on the call, but just focusing on that call and then focusing on, if I get the edge or if I got the tight end or, if I got this gap, that gap, but just, doing my job and, having more cleaner eyes, I'll say. But just focusing on my job, that play, and doing it at a, full speed level for my teammates and for myself and just capitalizing.
We're also seeing Eddie Jackson, who you mentioned earlier, playing at a level that we haven't seen out of him in a couple of years. And I know he's been through some things off the field. But he said in the very beginning, before the season began, that he was excited about you being there because that was going to make him play a little more true to his game. What does it mean to you knowing that the combo of you two specifically has not only lifted you up, but your teammate as well?
It means a lot just because I can help my teammate play faster and even get, more better to where he could just do his job, just focus on what he does best. And, that's being a center fielder and, attacking the ball and then, filling in the alley also, making great tackles and, saving touchdowns also. So, just makes it easier for both of us. And then, before the season, obviously, we watched a lot of film together. We had a lot of great talks and, I told him what I wanted. He told me what he wanted. And so then from there on, we were on the same page, and we just want to be the best duo to ever, in the safeties, period. Safeties, and then in the Bears history. So
we heard from Jalen Johnson on the Scores afternoon show yesterday that there's a lot of dancing going on. And I know that nobody can stay with Kyler Gordon when it actually comes to the quality of dancing, as good as Justin Fields is. But did anybody surprise either positively or negatively within their celebration?
I'll say Kyler, because he's kind of shy. So when Kyler did that, I was shy. I was kind of shocked. But when Justin Fields started dancing, I was like, oh, okay, he's feeling himself. So I'll say either Justin or Kyler, but I'll say definitely Justin. But it's always good to see them guys, being themselves and just having fun. Once they're having fun, that means, they're having a great game and things like that. So.
Jaquan, keep having fun. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. That's Jaquan Brisker.
Second time we've had him on. He's just a nice young man.
Yeah, I like to, in my mind, imagine that the Bears are like, no, he doesn't have time. And Jaquan was like, no, I got to talk to Bernstein Holmes and Rahimi. Those are my people.